Okay, so here's how you start cleaning the inner fender well up. Go to Harbor Freight or wherever. You go to that company, get some of this. You go wherever it is, undercoating. You go grab this. Now remember, you brush all this off, all the heavy debris off the inner fender well, off the frame, off the coil, and then the shock. So I found out on this got Rancho shocks on it. I think Rancho. Yeah, Rancho shocks. So they're expensive shock. So all I did was take some brake clean and I cleaned the boot off, and that's it. Clean the boot off, clean the shock off. The shock is fine. It's not a brand new shock, but you know what? It's a nice shock. So you undercoat all this on the inner fender well on just the body itself. Just light coat, one coat, and let it be for a little while. And we're going to do the other side. So this is how it'll come out on each side. You don't have to go crazy. You don't find any loose parts or whatever. And then I took a can of primer. I got to go get some supplies now. And I just put a little bit of primer so it adhere after I took off the heavy debris off the brake lines and all the different joints behind the shock tower, behind the coil on the top and around here. And all you're gonna do is spray all this black off the leaf springs. And then on the front, I'm gonna show you the front. I started cleaning it off. Let me bring it up. Okay, so let me get a light over here and I'll show you what I started doing. Decent amount of light. That's a good amount of light there. So what I did so far is all I did was wire brush off a little bit. I still have to wire brush a little more before I want to paint. But then I cleaned up with some brake clean around the pump, the box here, and around all the joints, and took some rags. Started off clean, and then I just took the rags and I brought them in and just went around it like that and just try to get some of the heavy grease off around the little joints there. What you're gonna do, because you can't really, it won't adhere to that. And that's pretty much it. I did this joint, I did this one. This one has to get a little better between there. It's hard to get. There you go. That's nice and clean. That's clean. That's clean. So I cleaned the inspection cover. I cleaned all this up. You gotta get with a rag the really heavy stuff. You could use a brush too with brake clean. That will help. That might help. I have heavy brushes. So you kind of use a brush like this. And then as you're spraying, that was undercoating. Well, that's okay. I grabbed the wrong bottle. So let's get rid of that and just clean it off with a brush. And then when you're all done, go from top to bottom at all different angles. The brake clean will dry. The brake clean will dry really quick. So when you're all done with all the different joints around your, you got different suspension parts here. You got, I consider this a drag link, that's your pitman arm. These are your stabilizer links. Here's another track bar. I consider for the differential track bar. You got another drag link the other way. It might be called the tie rod. You got the outer tie rod, the inner tie rod on a left link. And on this one, you got an inner tie rod and the outer tie rod on another link. You have your stabilizer shock right up there, and you got your outer tie rod here. Outer tie rod is actually one whole drag link, I would call it, up to here. And then you got your inner tie rod to the pitman arm. There's a lot going on a Jeep up front, but the suspensions are really strong. So the TJ is actually very strong. So all you're gonna do is use one of these heavy brushes like this. I got a couple of them, and the brake clean doesn't ruin the brush. Like if you use a regular paintbrush, your brush will look like hell. These are made out of like almost a plastic. So if you notice, it's still pretty damn good. And when you buy them, you know, they more look like this, and they're a little solid. And then after many years, it gets all fluffy, like you got an afro, man. So probably all freaking messed up now. So I know my phone's got all junk all over it. That's the only thing sucks about when you're doing everything under the carriage. All that stuff goes in your face, your freaking eyes, on your phone. I was like, I'm a mess. So when you're all done here, when you feel good and you're like, I like it, paint it. I definitely paint this. Paint it all black. Paint it all black. It'll look nice. It'll look clean. It'll preserve it a little longer. God damn it, my Band-Aid fell off. Beat that. Gotta go. My Band-Aid fell off. I gotta get some electrical tape. See, mechanics, like, you know, you got your little pretty boys over there. Use a Band-Aid, that's great and everything, but it never lasts. Go grab some electrical tape. There you go. Now you're fixed. If you really got to get rough, you get some duct tape. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Don't put it on the cut itself. Put a little pad. Be a little absorbent. Be a little bit of a wuss, you know. But electrical tape is a really good thing to have. That's it. So we're going to have to go get some more supplies, some more primer, some more paint. And then we're going to keep on doing both sides. So as you see it, it sits there a little rusty looking. And a little rusty looking. And you got to get it at all different angles. You just don't spray like this and be like one-sided. Go underneath. Go this way. Go upside down. You got to treat her good, baby. So you got to get it. You got to get it all nuts and cracks and grooves and this and then light coats. Do light coats and walk away. Come back a little later and go, oh, you missed this. I missed that. I missed it. Yeah, you're gonna miss a lot. When you're doing it with a brush, you will miss less. You'll miss more actually. A brush, you can do it too. You can do this with a brush. I had a couple old videos where I did it with a brush. It takes a lot longer. If you just want to spray, you're done. You could use spray bombs. I call them spray bombs. There's a can. You want to go industrial, you got to get a spray gun, and you got to use a catalyst. You got to use a two-part. You know, you got to be very careful with that, and you really can't use that in a shop. So what you can use at home is spray bombs. You can get it all prepped up and say, look, I'm dropping this off at the shop. I got another shop I'm dealing with. I was dealing with them yesterday. So you could drop it off at the shop, and they'll shoot an industrial black. And I say, it's just shoot the undercarriage, everything black. And if you like the guy the first time, he'll do it again. And then you do all the prep work. The prep work is the part that's going to take the time. It's going to take patience, and walk away. Just walk away. Don't try to get everything done in a day. It just doesn't work that way. All right, everybody, keep on watching. Peace out.